All right, guys, don't forget we need track marshals. All right, guys, welcome to the B main. If you just race, you're track marshaling. All right, guys, we are in this right now. This is the B main for the DTM. Yeah, Glenn, you're in a good spot right there. Uh, you didn't race. It's Yeah, if you want to. Yeah, you're good at it. If you want to, yeah. Snake pit. Snake pit it. Yeah, you're a better track marshal. All right. I think everything's good. We need a track marshal from the previous race in the camel hump. Just make sure you stay behind the blue tape. All right. We're missing Mick Brown, it looks like, for track marshal. Okay. Mick, right there on that last corner there, to the left of Terry. To the left of Terry. Yeah, that'll work. All right. Racers, y'all ready? Want a good, clean race. No wrecks. Here we go. Garibald thought that was funny. All right, here we are. B main starting it up. Out of the gate, we got them right next to each other. Sweet mercy, look at those cars fly. We got our first car off there in the camel hump. We got James Merriam helping there. Drew, help. Drew, swap him positions. Yeah, put him in the middle. Here we go, guys.
Ready.
Do we have any volunteers to help some of these guys track marshal? Please, it would be appreciated. Thank you, Gabriel. All right, guys, here we go.
Ready.
We just want to give these guys the best racing experience that they can have. We definitely want people to be able to get their cars put on quick and in a fashionable time. I wish I could just hire people to do that. Probably could, but I couldn't afford it. But nonetheless, here we are right now. Jason Kesterson right now, 8 total laps, 5.920 best lap. He is scorching there in the B main. So we get several guys here trying to get those cars on. Special thanks to some of the A main guys here. This is 2 times in a row they're helping track marshal, but they're really making it a good racing experience for the B mainers. Special thanks to Livermore Lightning, Gabriel Kirtley, James Merriam, and Richie Austin there out of the A main helping track marshal again. You know, Glenn, he's kind of down in a wheelchair. He can still get a car right there where he's at, but you know, it's tough track marshaling these things. We're all getting older. Like I said, it's tough. All right, Nathaniel Ice Burden after the first heat with 18 laps. The fastest lap turn, Chris Barnes, 5.792. Scorcher. 1 minute or 2 minutes rotation. 2-minute rotation. Heading over here to the right display here, we got Nathaniel Burden with a 5.918 fastest lap, but it's going to get bested there by Chris Barnes with a 5.792. Chris Barnes scorching there. If Chris keeps that up, that was on white lane too, so Chris is bound to bring that victory home with that red, white, and blue. Last time he was here, it was Fear the Fuchsia. This time it's Fear the Flag and remembrance of fallen soldiers and Veterans Day. So Chris is definitely representing for all of the soldiers out there, and we appreciate him also coming in on his own time, didn't charge Lanes Raceway $1, and spray glued this whole track for us. So we appreciate him doing that, and he does an exceptional job. So right now we got Nathaniel first in that segment, but second in that segment was Chris Barnes, and Nathaniel coming off of orange going to white. We're seeing Chris coming off white going to red, and he's turning those times. Chris is right on the edge of being into the A main with those kind of times. So congratulations to him. Also Alan Ingram there with the 5.88, currently fourth in the segment. And Jason Kesterson rounding up the top three for the podium of that one. But we got a long list of 17s from second all the way down to seventh, I think. We got 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to sixth. So second to sixth is 17 total laps turned that heat. 7 seconds before we go back green racing. So far, a really good set of racing here as our track marshals get ready. 1 minute or 2 minutes heats. And here we go. Kind of tongue-tying myself here. Really want to drink the water, but we're rocking and rolling.
Yellow flag.
Got a rider there.
Ready.
We got her back under control though. These cars are hooked up and ready to roll. Terry getting a quick put back there on the horseshoe. That's Terry there in the Indy 500 shirt there, the black shirt there. He's track marshaling the horseshoe. He's standing in perfect position. See how he's overshooting the corner there? That's because that's where the cars come off. Chris Barnes right now with 6 laps turned there on red lane, 6.142. Nathaniel Burton turning to 6.135, but Chris Barnes answering back with a 5.987 best lap. There's a little bit of a battle between Chris and Nathaniel here, and I'm liking it. Les right there in the mix. He's top of the 25s. As we see Les, Jason, and Shane, all three with the same amount of laps.
Yellow flag.
We get a car off in the netting. And that is going to be Jason Kesterson's car off in the weeds, I guess you would call it, or the netting. James Merriam dropped, I believe, Shane's car there. He said, well, that helped it. I was looking at his car to see what was going on with it. Running a little bit funky is what Shane was saying.
Yellow flag. Ready.
So there's several cars coming off there that overwhelmed 2 of our track marshals, so we rock and roll. But right now, we're seeing Nathaniel Burton. He's shining out by a lap here. 20 seconds remaining in the heat. We are in segment 2 of 8 here in the B main. Jeff doing a good job there. Terry, like I said, down there on the horseshoe. Both these guys are getting quite a bit of the heat. Usually not the case on this track. That corner and the horseshoe, usually some of the least amount of action there, but nonetheless, they're doing an exceptional job. As we go over here to the right display, yet again, we can see Nathaniel Verdon, Chris Barnes, and Shane White all turning 19 laps that segment. Jason Kesterson and Alan Ingram turning 18. 17 for Les Wright, 16 for Shayna Winberry, and we got a best lap of 5.709. Shane White cranking out the fastest lap that time. The best median, also Shane White. Look out, folks. That drop on the camel hump must have done that car some good. Look out, Livermore Lightning. He's coming for you. He's ready to cast a check on you tonight. "66 seconds before we go back green race." Just having some fun there. Shane, the last race that him and Gerber raced at, Gerber come back dying laughing over what Shane said to him. And said that, you know, he's going to be cashing checks on Gabe or something along those lines. I don't know the correct vernacular, I guess you would say. But nonetheless, he said something along those lines, and Gabriel ended up doing really good. And he says, "I'm going to have to postpone that check for you," or something like that. But he come back laughing pretty hard. It's pretty funny. We love Shane and his whole family. Good people. We're all very Southern, to say the least, so we all get along quite well like we're family. 19 seconds before we go back racing. We are entering into segment 3 here. Nathaniel Burden in a lead by 1 lap. He's got 2 people on his backside, Shane White and Chris Barnes at 36. But do not count out Jason Kesterson or Alan Ingram. They're only 2 laps down. And like we seen in the previous race, Glenn went from 7 or so laps up down to 1 lap down in the second final heat and broke a guide wire, but ended up coming back and clutching it right there at the end. So very exciting racing, to say the least. And I do appreciate the communication too from the track marshals. They're really helpful here with me today, only calling track when it needs to be called, and I'm trusting them. You know, we're having some pretty fast racers here. Chris Barnes' car taking Eagle flight. He's got an Eagle on the front of that car, and that baby took flight there, right over there in the third corner of the red, white, and blue car by Milton Gamble. Exceptional. Nick Brown there, he's got a car off. He's getting it back on there. Terry Johnson getting the car put back in with quick succession. Terry really good at getting these cars put back on there in the horseshoe.
Yellow flag.
Another rider there.
Ready.
Buttons don't work. Anything that says he's reaching for the button is they got a rider, but as soon as I heard it, I'm quick on the button here. Been playing video games for years. I got pretty good reflexes. Right now, Chris Barnes in the lead. He's doing exceptionally, bringing that red, white, and blue ride. I'm hearing some body chatter. Somebody's body tucking or something. We see James Merriam trying to straighten it up. I don't know whose car it is, but a little bit of a horn honk sound. When you hear that, you know the bodies are tucking. James Merriam helping out Jeff Strain there. Jeff had 3 cars in succession in that second to last. Lots of wrecks taking place here, but they're getting them on. We got a smooth little race here, really. Guys getting into good flow about things. Had all day yesterday to practice. They've been putting up good times here. We're seeing those good times here. 5.7, like I said, that's about average. And they are in the B main. So they are riding about average. That's good. And that is a heat over. All right, still the battle ensues. Nathaniel Burden and Chris Barnes with 19 laps. Nathaniel Burden up by 1 lap with 56 total. Best lap turned. Very, very close on this one. 5.764. But right there behind it, Shano Winberry, 5.769. So close, I don't even think you could fit an eyelash in between that car. So very, very close lap times here. Starting from the top here in the segment, Nathaniel Burden, Chris Barnes second in the segment, third in the segment, Shano Winberry, fourth in the segment, Les Wright, fifth in the segment, Alan Ingram, sixth in the segment, Shane White, and seventh in the segment, Jason Kesterson. Let's go over here real quick. We got 70 seconds here, so you guys check out what I was just pretty much announcing there. Do not forget, guys, we have chat live, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Come on in, join the conversation about racing slot cars. What a beautiful day here in Livermore, Kentucky, if you're wondering where we're located. We are right off the Highway 431, 606 Hinton Street is the actual address. We got guys here from out of town. You can't see behind the place, but we got a couple RVs even hooked up here for this race. And we do have hookups for that. Got the pits wide and crazy here. We see Guillermo Sire here just to the left of me here. He's been working hard over here on his cars, getting ready for the A-main action. But we are a full-fledged slot car track here in Livermore, Kentucky. We got an oval, we got an orange, we got a drag strip, we got all you need. So come on down and hang out with us. 4 seconds before we go back racing. This is segment 4, and your leader is Nathaniel Ice Burden by 1 lap. Red lights drop out to green. Here we go. We already got our first little incident down there in the first corner. People to watch out for is Shayna. She's been coming up. Okay. I heard one of the racers yell. I was trying to find it on the screen here. I only got 2 versions of the screen, several track marshals. Track marshal yell. Track, we will hit it. Nonetheless, guys and gals to look out for: Chris Barnes, Shayna Winberry, and Jason Kesterson. Also, keep an eye on him as he's creeping up into those mid lanes. And right now, Nathaniel Burden's still hanging on to it.
Ready.
So Chris Barnes now 62 laps, Nathaniel Burden 62. Like I said, Chris Barnes wanting to bring that American flag car now into Camel Hump. Second, third, now around the horseshoe to the front stretch, chasing in that yellow car. And Chris Barnes is putting it up. Now Chris is coming off right there, but he's back in the action. Chris Barnes with 64 laps, and now Nathaniel 65. About a lap complete separating them as they're side by side with each other right now. Chris Barnes on blue and Nathaniel Burden on green. We see them side by side coming through the front stretch here. And we get a track call. I think a car might be off the track here. I see James up looking. I heard track call. All right, I think we're good.
Ready.
67 Chris Barnes, 67 Nathaniel Ice Burden. Both these guys battling out. 5.851, 5.815 for Nathaniel Burden. Chris Barnes has his hat peeled backwards right now. You can see him there in the middle lane of blue, the qualifying lane, and he's cracking out some laps here in that red, white, and blue as he goes side by side. Gabriel Kirtley getting the car put on, almost got into Chris there a little bit, but he made it out safe. Gabriel did a good strategy when track marshaling. You want to pick the car up instead of slide it across the track. And if you do that, you get the cars put back in better, and you don't hit other people on the track. So a very good technique there. It does take a little bit more time to get the car put back on, but you're definitely making sure nobody's going to ramrod that car or any other issue take place like that. 7 seconds left to go. This is segment 4. We're going to be going into 5 after this, and Chris Barnes putting on a show alongside Nathaniel Ice Burden. All right, that's a rotation. Chris Barnes with 19 laps that time. Nathaniel Ice Burden right there on his heels. Both of them turning 74 total laps. Best lap of 7:04.02. 5.751 from Chris Barnes, and Nathaniel Burden right there with him, just 1/100th of a second different. There's a battle for first and second. Do not count out. Several of these people here are right there on the heels. We got 70 for Shane White. He's coming back. 69 for Les Wright. 68, Alan Ingram. 67, Jason Kesterson. And Shayna Winberry, 60. As you guys know, anything can happen. We just seen it in the previous race. Anything can happen in the second to the last heat. You could break a guide wire. Who knows? And then you got to fight your way back up. But nonetheless, great racing going on out there. Segment laps are 18 and 19. Shayna there with 16. So really close racing. Great racing. And as you guys can see, this is starting to be quite the tight race here at segment 5 of 8. So we're going one past the medium way here, and we're still so very, very tight together. Nathaniel Burden and Chris Barnes literally swapping blows. Chris Barnes with that hat turned around backwards. He's over the top, straight up like Rocky Balboa out there, just trading slugs left and right with Nathaniel Ice Burden. If Nathaniel keeps his cool and his constitution about him like he has been here lately, we're probably going to see him stay about where he's at. But Chris is hungry. He's out for it. And, you know, for this not being Chris's home track, doing exceptional against Nathaniel Ice Burden. And Chris is well renowned when it comes to racing. So he's no slouch when it comes to racing, any kind of racing. So I'm excited to see who's going to bring it home here between these two. Super excited, actually. 4 seconds. We're heading into round robin 5 of 8. Hope you guys are enjoying yourself. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. It helps the racers out. We have just now hit enough that we could take compensation from a few of our live streams. Still got to get all that set up. We're not in a huge hurry about it. It's not like we're going to be making much. But whatever we make will be given to the racers here and holding pretty big races. We get another track call here. One of them knocked off into the red spot of the track.
Ready.
Nathaniel Burden and Chris Barnes both with 76. We get 2 cars coming off. And we got a rider somewhere. All right, looks like everything's smoothing out now. Alan Ingram with 5 laps. He's took the lead for this segment here. Alan Ingram currently right now with a 5.834 best lap. That's 1/10 faster than our current leader, Nathaniel Burden. So he's going to be gaining some on him. 82 laps right now, Nathaniel Burden. Chris Barnes there with 80, having some issues down on purple. As much as this track got ran yesterday, probably running a little light on the spray glue now, because I mean they ran from 8 in the morning till 10 at night last night trying to get the best times that they could get. So we're starting to see a little bit of dynamic shift in this track from being super duper grippy to somewhat loose with these cars. So it all requires a specific driving style, and all these guys definitely have the skill set to show for it. So we get James Merriam there calling a track. We got one under the bridge. And we got one under the bridge. And James is going to let Randy push on his own track. Don't blame him there. And I heard Shayna say that it was Nathaniel. All right, we clear. Alan Ingram, 13, Les 13, and Nathaniel Ice Burden with 13. Fastest lap time right now is a 5.670 from Shane White. Shane White cranking it home. Some real hard hits there in the camel hump by James Merriam.
Yellow flag.
We got a rider?
No, he's having trouble getting it in.
Okay.
I made that call.
Okay.
All good now.
Ready.
Is it in? It's in now.
So Glenn is trying to keep a fair race as possibly can. Sometimes track marshals do have some issues getting the cars in.
5 seconds.
Randy Kirtley helping Milton out. He's got a car in his hand. And that is a rotation.
8 over.
I did actually hit the track button there. As you guys know, this software, for some reason or another, after 5 seconds ticks, it will not let me click it. But I tried to hit it whenever Milton was messing around with one of the cars over there. Couldn't see which one it was. I just seen he had one in his hands there. Something was going on with it. Nonetheless, couldn't get it to happen. It's 5 seconds less before we are going into a rotation now. Nathaniel Burden barely hanging on to that lead. Chris Barnes there with 90, 92 for Nathaniel. Les Wright, 87, 86 tied up. Allen and Shane, both of them having great little segments there, especially Shane there turning a 5.670 for fast time there. Fast time was actually Nathaniel Burden there, and he turned it right there at the end with a 5.642. But nonetheless, this is Nathaniel's home track, so we would expect nothing less from him. But Chris is definitely putting up the bout for sure. Had a little bit of trouble there on purple. Hopefully he's got the rhythm figured out for black. Something that I've noticed, and you guys can possibly see it too, as we look here at Worlds 2. Now the lead on into Camel Hump, if you're on black or purple, unlike any other lane, you almost have to do a jolt, let off through the little rainbow section there, I guess you would say, and then jolt it again right before the corner. Now, all the other lanes, you can pretty much hold it wide open and all the way to the Camel Hump. But that's just a little bit of a pro tip there from just running some of the cars. And that'll keep your car steady and in a straight line. And then you can really pull some time coming out of the Camel Hump by doing that. And when you come out of the Camel Hump, on all the lanes, you can just hold it wide open to that third to last corner. And then just lift right there before the corner to let your car roll around. But I think these guys know that. They're turning 5.6s and 5.8s here, so they definitely know it. But sometimes in the heat of the moment, you got all these racers battling it out. You know, the nerves get to you. They really do. I mean, even if it wasn't as important of a race as this, you know, on a regular race night, I get a little jittery, especially in NSR. We are back racing here. Now we do have a full heat. This is segment 6 of 8. Jason Kesterson now with 3 total laps, totaling 84. His best lap is 6.016 as he jumped up there to lead of segment. 2 cars coming off here. Gabriel Kirtley quick to get them both on there. And another quick 2 there out of turn 2. Let's go over to turn 2. Seems like we're having some cars coming off there. Always good to keep an eye out on them. Two cars coming off again here. Get a hold up. 3 cars coming off. I went ahead and hit the button there as we had a little bit of an issue there.
Ready.
Sometimes you just got to help the track marshals out when there's some big pileups. But they're doing a great job. Every one of these track marshals doing exceptionally good. Shayna Winberry right now, 11 laps as she's taking segment number 1, putting Nathaniel there in 2. She's got 86 laps here on yellow, turning 5.828 right now. That is the fastest time so far. Now 7.86. She likes yellow lane. Like I said, she's very tough, guys. Very tough here racing. She's hanging on to that best lap too, 5.786. I think she's going to finish as segment number 1. And And Nathaniel got her right there at the end as she had that incident. Nonetheless, exceptional heat for Shayna Winberry. All right, after segment 7, Nathaniel and Shayna both with 19, Alan with 18, Les and Chris and Shane with 17, and 16 for Jason Kesterson. Number 1 in the segment, Nathaniel Burden. Fastest lap, though, Shayna, 5.786. Or sorry, Alan. Got it right there, 5.772. Very, very close. Very, very close times here. Median laps here, we're looking at 6.270, 6.22, 6.22. I mean, just very close racing here. Anybody messes up just a hair, they're getting pushed back, that's for sure. So, it seems like everybody has a pretty good understanding of the track here in this B main. Now we are going into segment 7. We're going to see Nathaniel go to black, Chris go to yellow, Les go to green, Alan go to purple, Shane go to white, Jason go to red, and Shayna go to orange. See Drew and Gabriel having a conversation over there at World 2 about their track marshalling skills, I'm sure. Both of them doing good, though. 10 seconds. We'll be back racing. 5 seconds.
Ready.
Here we go. Back racing, our track marshals have fall into the position. This is segment 7 of 8. Coming up next will be our A main for the DTM. Some of the fastest in the country going to be racing in that. And you love to see it. Alan Ingram right now with the fastest lap time, 5.981. Chris Barnes with 114, Nathaniel with 118. 4 laps separating these guys. Alan Ingram coming off in turn 1. Drew about losing his thumb there. .872 fastest lap right now, Nathaniel Burden. 20 seconds remaining in the heat. Drew with a quick putback on turn 1 for Chris Barnes.
5 seconds
All right, and that's a rotation. All right, Les Wright with 20 laps that segment. Fastest lap time, 5.826 for Nathaniel Burden. Best median, Nathaniel Burden, 5.996. But Les Wright's going to take segment first place on that one. Total laps, Nathaniel Burden, 130. 125 for Chris Barnes. 124 for Les Wright. 121, Alan Ingram. 119, Shane White. 110, Shayna Winberry. and 97, Jason Kesterson.
All right, guys, after this segment, top three, don't forget to go over to the podium and get your pictures made. Team, be ready on that.
60 seconds here remaining. Looks like we got several of our racers already ready to go racing. All right, looks like we might have a little glimmer of light here, so looks like Randy Kirkley's going to roll down some of the blinds here, cause the glare to stop. Can't say I blame them. I've rode in that glare before. We bought it because once we refinished the orange track, man, when it was dusk in the summertime, it would blind you.
What are you trying to say?
10 seconds, here we go. 5 seconds, track marshals. Here we go. We're under racing here 8 of 8 segments. Nathaniel Burden hanging on to that lead, but not by much. Chris Barnes only about 4 or so laps down. Les Wright right there on Chris's heels too. Only 2 laps down. Yellow flag there. 73 left to go. We're going to get a little body pop here.
Ready.
I'll spike it if you need it.
Andrew Hoagland having an issue getting the car put back on, but it looks like he got it. Another track issue here.
Clear. Ready.
5.735. Nathaniel Burden pretty much been having this race all race long. He's still hanging it in there. We got 1 minute left to go. And unless he has catastrophic failure like Glenn, he's probably going to lock this one down. He's several laps up now. About midway through, Chris, they're having some trouble there on purple and black. Got him, but he was neck and neck there with him for quite some time. And Terry, excellent about putting those cars back on in the horseshoe. Gabriel and Drew in turns 1 and 2 getting the cars put back on in the snake pit. Like Nathaniel Burden's going to bring it home here, folks. All right, congratulations, Nathaniel Burden, on your win. We didn't have any ties? No ties? All right, it's going to be Nathaniel, Chris Barnes in second, and Les Wright in third. Please go get your pictures.
C-Man was better.
Next up is going to be our A main. If you were a person that helped us track marshal that, because, you know, guys, we needed to help track marshaling. If you were track marshaling and you didn't have to that time, you helped us out, make sure you go over to T and get a drink if you need a drink. And that'll be on the house. I do appreciate it. Thank you. I got cold coffee, James. All right, right now we're just going to go over here to the right because we're fixing to stop this one too. But we're going to go over here, and as you can see, the final results here: Nathaniel Burden 150, 144 for Chris Barnes, 142 for Les Wright. That's your top three. Fourth position there is going to be Shane White at 137 is Alan Ingram in fourth. Fifth position, 136, Shane White. Shane L. Winberry, 125 in sixth. And Jason Kesterson there with 97 in seventh. Where's Nathaniel? All right, Nathaniel, once you get your pictures made, Nathaniel, do you want to say anything over here, or are you good? All right, well, come on down. We're going to end this stream. All right, Nathaniel's going to come over and do an interview here. I'm going to go ahead and turn his mic on for him. And he was first place. All right, I'll sit here and move that up. Right there. I'll give it there. Right here. Lean on it. There we go. All right, Nathaniel, you brought home the B main. How does that make you feel?
Pretty good. Considering I was left off with the qualifying order. So.
Hey, you're used to that, though.
Yeah. I'm used to being left off. He always leaves me off for some reason.
Well, I guess just to keep this short, we've got to get into the next one. What do you think you're going to be in the A main for the LMP?
I'm shooting for B main.
Shooting for B main?
B main Mafia, baby.
All right, man. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Short and sweet as we got to get into the next one to keep this ball rolling. This is Donovan here at Lanes Raceway for the DTM Flexi B main. That's what you just got done watching. Thank you guys for watching.